Welcome to 67 Vestry, a spectacular collection of 13 gracious half and full floor residences, perfectly situated on the Tribeca waterfront. My name is James Lansill, and on behalf of Iliad Realty and Corcoran Sunshine Marketing Group, we're thrilled you are joining us for the 6th annual CS Talks event series. Joining me here today is Tiana Webb Evans, a writer, cultural producer, and the founder of the brand strategy and communications agency ESP Group and Yard Concept, along with Christine Gachot, a longtime friend and co-principal of Gachot Studios, a Soho-based design firm known for its elegant, understated residential and hospitality work. Gachot Studios has been recognized as part of the renowned 80-100 list and the Elle Decor Hot List for their award-winning work, which will soon include 67 Vestry. Welcome, Tiana and Christine.
Hi,
Thank you
for having us. Talk a little bit about how you got your start in design.
Tiana, we started our careers together at Bill Sofield's studio many years ago, and we have remained colleagues and best friends for 20 years. And I was, I did reception. I was Bill's assistant. I was going to Parsons at night. I hustled. And it really paid off then when I had the opportunity to go work for Andre Balazs and do hotel development. And that's where I had the pleasure of meeting James. So it's nice that these collaborations have such long-lasting history.
Right, and it's interesting because you mentioned we started together Studio Sofield for sure, and that was a deep residential immersion as well as retail and hospitality.
Right.
And then going on to Andre, and I think I've been following you around for 20 years. That's really fantastic. Then you go to Andre, and then we all got the hospitality bug for sure. So with that in mind, I mean, how does your past hospitality work influence your residential work and vice versa? How do they work together?
Yeah. It's so, everything is really merging together, these conversations, because, people want to live a little in a hotel and they want to have their residences feel on hospitality level and quality and brand. And then I think that when you're in a hotel, you want to feel like you're at home. So that conversation is really blended.
Yeah, it's interesting because you said the, sort of buzzword aspirational, and I think about your work, and you guys have such elegant balance. And your work has also been described as quiet and understated. But at the same time, you walk into one of your spaces and there's this, gasp with this ooh, ah, you just feel like you've transported someplace else, and I think a lot of people would be quite curious to know, where are your influences from? Where do you draw inspiration?
My son, who is a musician, asked me how I get started on something. And I get started very visually, right? That's what I do for a living. So I start with visual cues. And often you feel like, you know what it is. I got it. I know it. It can't be anything else. This project in particular is a little unique because it's very understated elegance. And I have to tell you, in this business, not everyone gets behind that. There is a lot of conversations with, we need the wall or we need the moment. And I give so much credit to the development team and to James Lansill and his team of just saying, we don't. Let's have this be so unique and so the materials will speak for themselves. The intricacy and simple design will really speak for itself. The quality will speak for itself, and it does.
Well, you always talk about the fact that you're an editor and you're highly collaborative, and that's one of the key kind of mantras for your firm. And being able to trust yourselves, but also trust your clients. And it sounds like a confident project. In that regard.
Yes, I feel very special. I feel like this is very special, and I'm not sure I'll have this opportunity for a long time because you're dealing with this historical building. There's a lot of background for this project and this resonance. Warhol had a studio here, Dan Flavin, John Chamberlain. So you have all this historic personality going on. And how do you translate that? We took a step back, and where the building is situated is quite unique. Also, the view corridors are exquisite of the river, of the very, wide cobblestone historic streets. So taking advantage of that was a very unique opportunity. The windows are paneless, 4x8, big view corridors, forest perspectives, surrounded in an oak wood. It's nice. It's perfect.
It sounds like a sculpture. And you think about the fact that, this building was built in the 1890s.
Yeah.
And the fact that you are breathing kind of a new history, a new life into the building. You're kind of getting a reputation for being able to do that really, really well. And how does design?
I'm honoring it. So it's not really me or my team, shall I say? It's not just me. Obviously, it's my team, and I think our team really respects what they have to work with. They go in and they honor it, and they take a look at it. And how do we make it as special, as it can be, and explore those opportunities. So again, the windows and having the materiality be very, very pure and honest, which I think with it's a great juxtaposition with the background of the artists that worked there, right? I mean, you had these spaces that were filled with, all kinds of, especially Dan Flavin and Warhol at the time, with this jarring artwork to people. Now it's, we all celebrate it, but to have a very quiet backdrop. And I think that kind of speaks for how people live too. People want to create their own homes. They want their own voices to be heard. It's not, mine, it's their home. And I think that's going to come across very well to people.
Right. And I mean, not to be cliche, but you created a canvas.
Yeah, that's a lovely sentiment. You're right. It is a canvas.
So in terms of conversions, so how does that differ in terms of, from a technical standpoint, in terms of your approach to that design process, to like a glass tower, for example?
I think a lot of people think it's easier to start from the ground up. I don't. I really don't mind some parameters, like this is the fenestration and here's your structure. And, the puzzle becomes more interesting when you go through these buildings for the first time, just the historical little moments. So you kind of feel like you're doing a little archaeology at the same time, which is fun.
That's really fun. That's actually great. You think about sort of having some home and some weight to the home. I always think about kind of that history infuses weight. And, when you think about weight, you think about authenticity, how does your practice, and I'll just put a little side note in there, your lifestyle lend to the authenticity of the loft construction?
Well, we live in a loft in New York City, and we're very for 4 people and my beautiful dog Slim, my favorite family member. I love the openness that it ensures with family, that you are really together. I like the freedom of loft living. I like that I'm able to change things in and out. And again, I think it's just an ease of living. It's not forced ever. In Tribeca, for sure, you have a lot of families, but you have a lot of people that are living down there, younger, having a really good time. It's interesting when you're doing a project like this, and we all talk about who's going to live there. That's the big first thing, the narrative. And wow, it's so unexpected, because you often find that people with 3 children And then single, successful women, they all want the same type of place. It's just how they use it and how they inhabit it. That's the difference. But the ground foundation, the sentiment of what they're looking for is often very similar. So that's exciting too, because you're designing for a really wide church. It's a diverse crowd. Again, this is a very unique project in the sense that there's a wellness center, a pool, and I don't mean a pool just to have a pool, it is a true wellness center. The fitness is divine. There are 2 townhouses. There are terraces throughout. Again, the location, Tribeca, it's beautiful. I live on Bond Street and I staycation in Tribeca when to get away from it all. So it is a really very unique little part of the world for sure.
So when you're thinking about, okay, only 13 residents, right?
Yeah.
That's definitely a design challenge. What are the finishes, like how were the finishes and interiors impacted by the fact that it was a boutique?
You only have to do 13 of them. I mean, period. So it's not for the masses. It doesn't have to be for everyone. You're able to just say, hey, this is what we're going for. And we think that people are really going to get it. And I do think they're going to get it.
What are the design features you're most proud of?
The windows are beautiful. They're really beautiful. They are thin window frames, very subtle detailing, wood, large, expansive views. It's stunning. 7-inch wide plank floors. Everything is super honest. The kitchens are gorgeous.
Right.
And I don't cook. They are beautiful. I would cook in this kitchen. It is beautiful. They have family rooms off of them or entertainment rooms. The bathrooms are large. You can fit a chair. It's just, they're really, there's a lot of space. There's a lot of room.
And it's so funny because you think about the wellness center, and you think about the idea of sanctuary, which we're all very focused on right now.
Yes.
In terms of kind of like the mood and the flow of the space, can you talk about if you pick one, like walking in and what do you feel?
Yeah, the wellness center, God, I think it's kind of sexy. We wanted to provide a retreat, that it wasn't just, a gym. It wasn't like a pool with a gym. It had to really be a retreat. And because I staycation in Tribeca, and I staycation at the Greenwich Hotel, and we worked on the spa there, we kind of riffed a little bit off of that feeling and why I go there. So we played with that a lot, and that idea of, okay, if I could be upstairs and their getaway and I can do my own little staycation downstairs, how wonderful would that be? We were able to bring in some sophistication. The developers have families and they're like, yeah, my family would love that. My children are sophisticated, especially in New York City. They're exposed to everything. So it's special. And it is wellness, baby. It is not fitness. It's good.
So, that's the other fun thing is the idea that, not only do you live in the loft, you live downtown and work downtown, and it's way for 20 years, right? Although you're quite the globetrotter, but that's your home base. With a project that's kind of in your backyard, do you want to share in closing some of your favorite downtown places near the Tribeca waterfront area?
Yeah. This is in my backyard, and people I know are going to live there. And I already know people that are going to live there that I'm friends with. So we had to make sure that this thing was right on cue for that crowd of people that would appreciate that subtle, sublime sophistication. Sushi of Gari, the Greenwich Hotel and the Balloon Saloon are like the little triangle for me. And it's just magic. It's just magic. And then I don't know, everything seems so wonderful in Tribeca. Like even the delis have the best flowers to go grab. There's beautiful wine stores. It's a lovely neighborhood. It really is.
Fantastic. Well, Christine, I want to thank you so much for sharing your insights on this amazing project. I know we all can't wait to see it for ourselves. And
Can't wait to tour you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thanks, Tiana.
Thanks, CG.